Hello, friends, and welcome to week 3 of the Teacup for One Body Swap Movie Marathon. My name is Matt, and I have 2 degrees, and tonight things are getting freaky. Not Freaky Friday, just freaky. We are talking about, I believe, the one and only body swap horror movie just called Freaky. It's this strange mix of like Freaky Friday and Friday the 13th and a bunch of other movies, kind of The Exorcist as well, I would argue a little bit. There's a lot going on in this movie. It came out in 2020, which I feel like it was probably direct to streaming because 2020. Stars Vince Vaughn, aka like 1990s Norman Bates, going back to his slasher roots. We love that for him. As well as a bunch of younger actors who I didn't recognize, but the internet tells me have continued to work. So good for them. So anyway, here we go. Let's bring in our first guest for this evening. It's Lauren, everybody. Hi, Lauren.
Hello.
Welcome. Lauren,
oh my God. I totally did not know that was Vince Vaughn.
What, in Psycho or in this movie?
I thought it was him, but then I was like, nah, he's not going to be in this movie.
Yeah, of course he was in this movie. It's the perfect Vince Vaughn vehicle because he was Norman Bates, then he did a bunch of comedies, and now this brought all of it together.
There you go.
Yes.
So true.
So good. So Lauren, who's your favorite movie slasher?
My favorite movie slasher. That's a good question. I think it's got to be Michael Myers, just because that was like the first slasher movie that I watched, and so I have like fond memories of that one.
Nice. I think that's one of the only ones that that's Halloween, right? Michael Myers.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, I always confuse him with Jason, even though I have seen Halloween and I've not seen any of the Jason movies. But in my mind, they both have masks.
Yeah, it's always about the mask.
It is always about the mask, but yeah, exciting. I feel like I don't know. I might have to just go Norman because he's the original, and there's not a ton of blood in that movie. There's not really in Halloween either, but no, we have not talked about Halloween on this show. One day maybe we will. I was disappointed in Halloween. It was a lot more boring and less scary than I wanted it to be. But anyway, we'll get there. Let's bring in our next guest. Look, it's Jeanette, everybody.
Hello.
Yay.
Welcome. Jeanette, who's your favorite movie slasher?
Let's see. It seems like our criteria for slasher is on par with what I consider slasher, so I will say Patrick Bateman.
Ooh, he doesn't even have a mask.
No, and in fact, he's only in his skivvies for some of his killings. So yeah,
it's the opposite of a mask.
Okay. Or not wearing anything at all, for that matter.
No, I accept. Very nice. I pseudo made a slasher movie once. It was it was a web series, and I almost want to rewrite it and make it into an actual film. It was called Secret Krampus, so it was a Christmas themed murder mystery, and so yeah, it took place at a place of work in an office, except there was a killer on the loose, and they were killing people off based on the office Secret Santa assignments. So they had to figure out who everyone had for Secret Santa, and then the killer was in a Krampus mask running around.
Oh, wonderful! That sounds fun.
It was delightful. It's still on the internet if anyone ever wants to check it out. It was a good time. I drafted a sequel for it. I never ended up making it, but it involved the Yule Cat because it needs to be a Yule Cat slasher movie. It was kind of like Devil Wears Prada meets slasher because the Yule Cat's whole thing is like, I'm a murderous cat, but also I'm a fashionista. So if you look ugly, you're going to die. And I'm like, that's how she goes. But speaking of going to die, it's time to talk about Freaky. Woo! Yeah. Let's check who's in the comments. We got the cats and my mother. Martha, you definitely did not see this movie. You would not like it.
I was gonna say this is one I don't think most moms would see.
Yeah. I feel like this is a movie not a lot of people saw in general because I feel like with the 2020 release, it probably just sort of flew under the radar because it came out in October 2020. So a lot of films I feel that came out during that period of like a year and a half to 2 years sort of suffered. Like I think mostly movies, but I feel like this is another byproduct of that because I feel like we'll get into it. I think this was a really good movie that I'm sad is not on more people's radars, like not even mine, as a movie that people have been talking about since it came out. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, Nothing, but
There he is.
Hey,
welcome
how's
to
it
Freaky
going,
Night.
team? Yeah, love
Going
to
good.
get freaky. You know,
Super freak. Super freak. Vince, who's your favorite movie slasher?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I got to go with Frank Castle, the Punisher.
Oh,
He
that's
counts.
good.
He slashes.
Slash? Okay.
He slashes the slashers.
What?
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay, I accept.
Usually targets mafia guys, but he takes down
Which
serial
Frank
killers every now.
Castle are you? Are you Thomas Jane? That's the only Frank Castle I've
Oh,
ever.
yeah,
seen.
Okay. I
true.
love look. I love Thomas Jane's portrayal. He's a little tall, in my opinion. I'm still waiting
He's
for
not
a
even that tall,
shorter
is he?
Italian. I don't know. They made him look tall at least. Maybe if he's short, they had him standing on apple boxes or something.
I don't know. I don't even know what's up with Thomas Jane these days.
This is Marvel, right? The Punisher.
Yeah.
Punisher,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
Marvel.
Oh, TV show. Okay.
Oh, there's been many iterations of the Punisher over the decades.
Mm-hmm.
Again, pseudo on my radar, but not really. Kind of like this movie. All right, so Freaky. Had anyone seen this previously, or was this everyone's first time?
I started it when it came out. Like I remember starting it. I know I never finished it. So I like when I started this movie, parts felt familiar, and then at some point it died off, and I was like, it was a new movie. So I don't know when or how I started it back during the old COVID times.
Well, yeah, we started and stopped lots of movies during that time.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
I guess let's do a quick plot refresher for anyone watching who probably hasn't seen this movie. Because again, I have a theory that not many people have seen this movie. So I'd like to invite everyone to give their 30-second plot synopsis, starting with Vince. Go.
Oh, okay. So you got Vince Vaughn. He's playing the local serial killer, and then you got dollar store Sabrina Carpenter, and she's like the girl who's like she's getting targeted by him. And then there's an ancient Aztec dagger. There's always an ancient artifact of some sort in these body swap films. And during the act there's a stabbing, and then later on they swap bodies, and
That's your
antics ensue.
That's your time. Okay, well done. Lauren, 30 seconds. Plot synopsis. Go.
Okay. Yeah, it's about a serial killer and a teenager who switched bodies with each other thanks to the ancient Aztec what is it called? Knife.
Hola.
And all the wackiness that ensues from there.
Very good. Jeanette, 30-second synopsis. Go.
Okay, serial killer and teenager switch bodies due to Aztec dagger. I think it's Aztec, could be Mayan. Did they say it's Aztec? I don't know. And then they are in their bodies for a while, and sexual jokes and other jokes are made, and then people die in really cool and interesting ways, and then they switch back. And
Yeah. My turn. So you have a crazy serial killer who likes to target teenagers. You have a teenager who is targeted by the crazy serial killer. The murder device ends up being magic, and then they swap bodies. And then all of a sudden, the girl in the body of the serial killer is discovering all the inner strength that she had now that she has physical strength. And then the serial killer discovers, oh, I can still be super violent even in the body of this teenage girl. So it's about discovering the strength within, whether it is finding yourself as a young person navigating the world, growing into adulthood, or as a serial killer realizing it's not the person or the tools, it's the mind that enables you to do the job that you love. So yeah. All right, so I'm excited to hear everyone's thoughts. We kind of chatted a little bit off air and a little bit as we jumped in here, but first impression, since more or less this was everyone's first time watching the movie, I'll go first. I surprisingly enjoyed this movie. I would almost say that for what it was, I loved this movie. Now, obviously, as someone who doesn't love gruesome, gory films, there were moments where I had to divert my eyes, and I have no regrets in when I diverted my eyes. But even how those moments were packaged, like how those kills were packaged, it was both terrifying, but there was also a level of camp and just shock fun factor to it that was just everything that And like if I'm going into a slasher movie like this kind of checked all the boxes for the types of things that I want. And I felt like it was balanced so well,
Mm-hmm.
comedy, and it was packaged with such a cool concept, because I think normally with these body swap movies, as we've been seeing, there are people who know each other, who have a prior relationship, and they're kind of working towards the common goal of we need to switch back. Whereas I think this is one of the first body swap movies, well, definitely the first that we've seen in this marathon, but maybe the first I've ever seen where that's not a priority for both parties to want to switch back. So I think that added some really cool dynamics, and the acting all around I thought was really great. Like Vince Vaughn, as I said earlier, I was first introduced to him on screen in Psycho. Then he ended up doing a bunch of comedies that I saw and loved. So for me, this was the perfect Vince Vaughn vehicle, because it was there's a little bit of Psycho, there's a little bit of comedy, and it was great. It was great. There you go. Vince, what'd you think? First impressions.
Oh man, I really liked this movie. I had a great time watching. Excuse me. I had a great time watching it. I had a tough time finding it. I had to go to the library and get it on DVD.
Really?
No.
And you know what? I loved it, and I think I'm gonna watch the director's commentary too.
Good.
But
Cool.
it's just the director, so I like when the director has someone to riff off of, but it's just gonna be him talking. So hey, that doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about that. I like this movie a lot. I like what you said about the camp. I think it hit the sweet spot with the camp. You know, it wasn't too much, wasn't too little. It was a Goldilocks amount of camp.
Just right. Just right. Lauren, no, you're over here. Lauren, what'd you think?
Yeah. As I was telling Matt behind stage, I almost didn't watch the movie because I saw it opened up with Blumhouse, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's either hit or miss with me. But like their horror films sometimes are a little too gory for me, but I found it to be really cartoony. Yes, it was gory, but it was cartoony in a sense. And again, like everybody's been saying, the camp factor was just hilarious. That scene where he's trying to convince his friends that he's actually Nellie, I just thought was so hilarious because they're like beating him down and he's trying to convince them. And, you know, I just thought it was a lot of fun. So I was glad that I watched it.
Nice. Jeanette?
Yeah, so I did not know, I love horror movies. I'll preface with that. Like I went into this knowing this was not going to be like Saw or Terrifier, but that this, you know, potentially might be better than like some of the repetitive Conjuring movies, you know, just sorry to any Conjuring lovers out there, but like I was like, this has the potential to be better than that because there's comedy involved, right? So, and it was. I wouldn't say it's as crazy, but if anybody's ever seen My Boyfriend's Back, that is an extremely schlocky, campy zombie movie from the early 90s, and it's really good. I love that movie, and this had vibes of that at points. It never got as campy as that movie is, but that was what was nice. Like you said, like it actually did have gore. It did have violence. Like it went a little bit farther because, like I said, I think I said last week, I went to the Halloween Horror Nights house of this movie, and I hadn't watched the movie all the way through before I went to it, and it was like one of those houses where it's just like a compilation of the best hits of the deaths in the movie.
Did they have the mini golf scene in the house? The glow in the dark mini golf? Did
it have that scene? I don't. If they did, I don't remember. The one the two I really remember is like the jock killing, and the table saw killing. So those were the two. Those were the two that really stuck out to me. And so when I saw them in the movie, I was like, oh, that's it. That's the one I saw. That's the thing I saw. So, yeah, I loved it. I thought that the acting was really good. Vince Vaughn often walks that line for me of being annoying in a Ryan Reynolds way or being, like, really awesome in, like, a Seth Rogen way. And so, like, it's always teeter-tottering for me. This was on the good side. I thought that like we talked in the past weeks, and we'll get to it, I'm sure, about acting like the other person they're supposed to act like. I loved his. I don't know what this girl really. I don't know what her demeanor is, all that, but whatever he picked was good. It's kind of like when you do impressions, like it doesn't need to be dead on, but you need to commit.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was kind of what happened. So that really, every time he was on screen, I was really excited because it was hilarious. So this was really good.
How did they do the jock scene in a haunted house type setting? Like, was it roped off and like they just had actors performing that scene for you? Like, how does
No. There was one. Who gets stuck to like a wall or something? There's like something shoved into somebody.
Yeah, that was the whole of the job.
There's a girl, but there's something. Maybe I'm thinking. I don't know how. There's one individual jock that like gets unalived on his own, doesn't it? If I'm not remembering correctly.
Oh, I just remember the trio. I don't.
Oh.
No, there was. He went and he started making out with the gay friend.
Oh, right. And then the eye.
Yeah, and then
that's probably what it was.
Yeah, he goes through the wall.
I remember something going through or like a puncture, something, and I was just remember seeing that and being like, oh, it was really good. Not in the house, those were the two things that like impressed me.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that they would make this a house and not have the I just really like the mini golf scene. When
they might have. I gotta ask Miriam because I know she went through it too. So
nice. So yeah, lots of fun things to discuss. I guess. Well, yeah, we should probably focus on the body swap element. I also want to talk about the horror things, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Actually, well, yeah, no, we'll get there. So in terms of body swap movies, by this point we've seen quite a few, like 3, I believe. So how did this movie use the convention for you? I feel like it definitely flipped it on its head, but did the change work for you to put it into this context? Like, instead of having it be a set relationship, having it be killer and victim? Like, yeah, what did everyone think of that, of having the dynamic of the body swap switch?
I wanted to ask, is this the only male-female switch? I can't even think of another movie where a guy and a girl switch. Where girl switch, guy switch.
Must exist. I just can't think right now of what it might be. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
I feel like this is one of the only ones I can think of. So to me, that's really striking. I feel like they're so ripe for jokes.
Wasn't there one with Amanda Bynes where she like swapped with her twin brother or something?
No, that's
no.
And that's more of a Prince and the Pauper thing, I think, where they dressed up like that, like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 12th Night, but like turned into a teen comedy.
Oh, The Hot Chick with Rob Schneider and Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah.
And I would say Freaky is a much better version of that film with a horror angle. Like all the jokes in this movie fall flat in The Hot Chick 20 years ago. But like somehow they stick the landing very well in Freaky, and I think the horror comedy aspect has a lot to do with that. It's very refreshing. It keeps itself alive.
And I think the nice thing about this movie was that I think people didn't expect it, or at least I didn't. What that says about me, I don't know, but. I just thought that it was going to be another guy switching bodies with the serial killer. And I was pleasantly surprised that it was a woman who switched bodies. So I was glad about that. And I thought that it made for a lot better comedy.
Yeah, and actually one thing that really pleasantly surprised me was how well the movie handled the fact that the swap was between a teenage girl and a very, very like mentally unstable grown man. I was like, this could be really creepy in a way that I'm not comfortable with. And it didn't go into those places whatsoever.
Yeah, I was very happy about that. Like they didn't, they touched on some things that could have gotten kind of nasty. And then they backed off of it, like before it became like, do we really need to go down this avenue? They'd like touch on things, and that was pretty nice. I thought that when we talked earlier about how the dynamic affects the movie and the body swap itself. I think a lot of movies don't talk enough about the characters that he plays, about how big Vince Vaughn is. Like, he's a really big guy.
Yeah.
And so I thought that
Yeah.
this movie, they kept bringing up like how big his hands are, how tall he is, how broad his shoulders are. And it's like, yeah, Vince Vaughn is a big guy. I think he's like, what is he? He's got to be like 6'5" or something.
6'5". I looked it
Yeah.
up because of this movie.
Yeah, he's a really broad guy. So
Mhm.
I love that they really played into that. And to go, with a classic looking, high school sweetheart type girl. I thought that was a really lovely dynamic switch.
Yeah, and there was something interesting about the switch because I felt like Vince Vaughn's character pre-body swap was just so mysterious. We knew next to nothing about him. And even when they did swap, I think what made me the most uncomfortable about this movie was seeing his living environment and just seeing like all the stuff. I was like, oh no, this might be what makes me turn off the movie. Not those kills in the beginning. This, like the strung up.
Yeah.
No, thank you. And the fact that she was like, or he in her body was nonverbal for the first chunk of the body swap, I thought, is this just character just not going to talk at all? But then there were some moments, and like that character, I almost think that this movie works in terms of the swap because of how little we know about that character pre-swap. So at least for me, I wasn't walking into how well are they taking on each other's mannerisms, because we knew so little about Vince pre-swap, and even kind of about her. I felt like she was the character was written circumstantially to be so reserved and held back that it was almost like the moment of crisis is when her personality came out through Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. Well, and that's,
I
I think,
noticed that too.
intrinsic to them setting it up and putting that little tidbit in about her dad having just died, right? So it gives them an excuse for her to act two different ways.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They say she's been really reclusive and closed up, but that she wasn't always like that. So now they've already wrote it into the script that she can act kind of however they want her to act.
Mhm.
Like, she can get better all of a sudden, or she could remember her dad's dead and like get all upset about it again. Like, it can really, she can act however. And like you said, Vince Vaughn, like, is he a maniac? Like, he goes wacko? Is he a maniac like Michael Myers, where he walks really slow, and that's kind of more what we saw, that's what he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was really neat.
Yeah. No, kind of to that point, just one thing that I appreciated and really liked about the movie was it got to the point when I thought the movie was over, but then he came back like in his own body. And I'm so happy we actually got a moment to see a dialogue scene between the two of them in their respective bodies, just to see Vince actually being full psycho killer in Vince's giant scary body. Like, it was nice for the narrative arc too, for the girl, for Millie to, find her strength, as it were, but also just to be able to see that moment from Vince to appreciate the turn from him acting wise. I like that we got just like that little bit of that. So
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah.
I knew he was coming back, though. I just knew it.
I was
like
so
the
scared that we
standard
were.
trope.
Yeah, I was so scared we were going to find out that somehow he had faked it, and that like in that moment they shot the other body, right? And then
Yes,
that
me
went,
too.
that he
That's what I
lived
thought,
like the
too.
rest of her life in her body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what I thought was going to happen. So
I thought we
that
were
was actually
gearing
a
up.
great twist.
I thought we were gearing up for a sequel until it got to a certain point. I'm like, oh no, we're finishing this. Okay.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that this movie. Sure, there could maybe be a sequel. There could be like a freakier. It could just.
It could be it could be like Jumanji if somebody else finds the dagger.
Oh
you
yeah.
hear drums like. Doo, 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 doo,
I think that would be the best way. I think it would just have to be another body swap without these characters and just have the convention via the dagger. But I think this movie just did the job so well in one go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like we need more in this franchise. But who knows? They did Freakier Friday, so there it is. There it is. Yeah, and I think back to touch on the acting a little bit. Vince, like, I know we all seem to agree Vince Vaughn was really great, but what I loved was the scene with him and whatever the boyfriend's name was in the backseat of the car.
Oh my god, that scene.
It should have been funnier than it was, but I was just so invested because they were so invested. I was like, yes, Millie, kiss him.
Mhm.
Well,
When they
and
kiss, I was like,
it
it's
was
always
so well acted. That could have been so creepy and
Yeah.
disgusting if you don't commit. Like, you just have to be the right person to do it, because that could be vile. Like, that could have been really hard to watch. And instead, like you, I was like invested. And I was like, oh my God, so that's like kind of sweet. Now it's been like right when it was getting gross, they backed off and they were like, this is gross, right? Let's not do this. And I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that came from Millie in Vince Vaughn's body as well. Had a big
Yeah.
part of that, and just I think both of them in that scene were just so committed, and so I think it worked because it was clearly meant to be funny just through the circumstances, but they didn't play it for laughs, and I think that's when it would have gotten creepy. Is if
Mhm.
directed to be to make it funny and uncomfortable, or if they were going like, but they didn't. Especially just the kid, he was just so into it, and I was just like, "You're good job, sir. Well done. You're making out with
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn."
And when they went in for the kiss, Vince Vaughn did put an entire hand on the side of the
Yep.
face. And so you know they're
Yeah.
not even doing a scene kiss. You're like, okay, good, this is great. And then they found a way to write the hand in. They're like, your hand's bigger than my hand's bigger than your head. We can't do this. Like,
Right.
I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do we feel about the girl, about Millie? Because I think Vince has like the more showcase role in this movie. Like it's easier to just lock into how good he is because he is very good. But I do also feel like she put in a pretty solid performance. And I think it's a trickier job too, because that character is kind of a nothing character, which, like I said, I think that's sort of why the movie works because we know so little about him pre-switch.
Yeah.
And he's just written to be this quiet, terrifying, we don't know what the bleep's going on. But yeah, how did everyone feel about Catherine Newton? That's her name.
I thought oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
Lynn.
I was just going to say that I thought that she was great. I liked the fact that she kind of really threw herself into that character. Vince Vaughn obviously had the funnier role, but I thought that she, brought her own comedy to it in a way that, made sense. And I think that what you were saying, in terms of, oh my God, my brain just totally turned off. What you were saying, what were you saying again? You were saying,
I said lots of things. Which time?
oh, I can't remember. Anyway, God. Okay. Anyway, move on. I'll just end it with that.
Vince, how'd you like Millie?
I thought she was good. I know I had a little dig at her earlier, Dollar Store to Sabrina Carpenter, but I'd love to see this actor in more stuff going forward. At first, I thought she was the antagonistic girl from Cobra Kai, not the same girl.
Oh,
So-
she does look like that girl.
Yeah, and I thought that girl would have been fantastic in this role, but Catherine Newton still did a good job.
I
And
feel like I've seen her before.
I think
she
she
was in
that
Big
movie, Lisa
Little
Frankenstein.
Lies.
Oh,
that
okay.
too.
Movie?
And Lisa Frankenstein, Supernatural, apparently.
Oh, maybe
Oh,
that's
she was in Quantum Mania. Ant-Man 3.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay, she was
Yeah.
Cassie Lang. That's right.
That's right.
Oh, she was
And
in
look-
Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, she was great in Detective Pikachu.
Huh, I saw that too. I don't remember her.
Yeah. Good job, Catherine Newton. Good job. You did it.
Yeah, look, no complaints with Catherine Newton. It's not easy trying to be like the young girl serial killer role. That
Yeah.
can be like cringy if you don't do it right.
Oh,
And I
you mean
think
like
she
Mila
did it right.
Kunis and American Psycho 2?
I don't want to
Yeah.
point any fingers, but
Yeah. If you want to see this done poorly, go watch that movie.
I'm sure that's a great example.
I'm
I'll
not
add
gonna
it to
say
the
Mila
list.
Kunis in Black Swan because she wasn't
She's
great.
great in Black Swan. I like her in
Really?
Black Swan. Yeah. Yeah, I think everybody's great in that movie. I don't know.
Yeah, need to revisit it.
Mm.
I'm also looking at the cast list right now. Apparently, Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller was the creepy
Yeah.
teacher.
Oh
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't realize that?
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that. No,
yeah.
it's hard for me to accept Cameron when he's not young.
He
Yeah.
grew
He was
into that
also in
face.
Bunheads. He was in the first
Bunheads?
episode of Bunheads.
What is that?
It's from the maker of Gilmore Girls. It's about ballet dancers.
Oh,
What a
I do
That's a
remember
deep
that.
cut, eh?
I thought
How
it
do
was
you
going to
know
be a sequel to
Bunheads?
Coneheads.
My gosh, I only watched Bunheads because Sutton Foster was in it. I thought, this is strange. Why is she leading a TV show? And then I stopped watching. After
Ah.
finding out that. Oh my gosh. crazy. What a crazy moment we just had. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to talk about that teacher, Mr. Bernardi, and all the murders in this movie. I thought all the kills were very interesting because in some ways it almost felt like it was playing out as a revenge fantasy for Millie, even though she wasn't the one who was actually doing anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, but so if I can say about Catherine Newton, I thought that she was just like she was given, like Vince kind of jokingly just said, but she was given a task that like not too many people are given, be a teenage girl that's a serial killer. And I thought, and also given the task of also act like a man, like you have to act like a guy, and you also like, I thought she did amazing, but with the kill aspect, I thought she was able to really look like she was going to do it, which I think is what can lack sometimes when you have female like psychopaths in movies. They don't really look like they're about to do it when they're about to do it. They don't get that thing in their eyes, like, you know, like, and I thought she, with that whole like still face thing she was doing was really good. And she didn't have a mat, like he didn't go get a sack to put over his head like he had been doing as a serial killer.
Right.
Because she was the mask. The body was
Yeah.
Oh, very good observation.
And you know what I also liked from her? There were moments where like you could tell that like she's used to having a bigger body. Like, I mean, the character, not the actor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to run into like a fight with like I guess, you know, being the Blissfield slasher or whatever his name was, Butcher.
Bushfield.
You know,
Yeah.
he's relying
because
on
it's the Beavers. Remember, it's the Bushfield Beavers.
the Bushfield Beavers.
That cracked me
They
up
came
when I
up
put
with
those
that
puzzle
joke
pieces
and then
together.
wrote a script around it.
No. Wiki says it's the Blissfield Butcher.
They literally said, I thought it said literally in the school. I thought it said the Bushfield.
That's
wrong?
funnier.
I literally, maybe that's my own brain fill. I thought that the painting on the school said Bushfield.
But you know, look, Vince Vaughn's been coasting on his 6'5" frame, you know, his big muscles to really subdue his enemies. But once you lose all that muscle mass and you're a lot younger, prepubescent almost, you're at a disadvantage when it comes to serial killing. So, you know, there's obstacles for all our characters to overcome in this, and I liked it.
It's true. It's true. So now let's kind of segue into the horror elements of this movie, because in addition to being a really, I think, well executed body swap movie, I think it's also a very well crafted horror movie slasher movie. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. I just want to give a shout out to a moment that I didn't expect to exist in this movie. That's kind of become a trope of these body swap movies. I really appreciated the dialogue scene between Vince Vaughn, Millie, and the mom in the dressing room. How this like crazy serial killer body swap movie still gave us that classic body swap scene of like, here's the character connecting with a family member
and learning more about their plight in life, like their problems before. It's like that. It's a Wonderful Life.
Sorry.
Like, here's your view into where you were before, like, or what you thought was a problem and it's not a problem, or you can fix it, or whatever. You know, that little heartfelt moment.
Yeah, and I almost felt like it was more heartfelt than at least definitely anything in the Change Up. I think the Change Up tried so hard to have moments like that and failed every single time. And
except they were like moments of softness between the guy and his secretary.
Yes.
I don't think it works as well as like the mother-daughter talk in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, so good. But anyway, yeah, the horror elements. I am curious to hear from those who, well, probably all three of you have seen far more movies in this genre than I have. How did this hold up in terms of the convention, in terms of the kill sequences specifically? What really stuck out to me was how creative the kills were. Just using devices I typically don't associate with people murdering other people with, especially in that opening scene. Like, they just went pretty hard from my perspective as someone who doesn't watch these movies often, but like, didn't he shoved a bottle down some guy's throat? Leaking out. I was like,
I've only ever seen that in one other movie, and I think it was Wishmaster. It was either Wishmaster or one of the Hellraisers.
Ugh. So yeah, I would love to know what was the kill scene that stuck out for everybody the most and why. Seemingly for me, it was that wine bottle or the glow in the dark mini golf because it was glow in the dark mini golf.
It was probably the Saw for me. That was just gross. That was probably the grossest part. But I'll tell you the thing that I liked about the horror aspect of this was that one of the things that I like complain about horror movies today is that it's not fun. Like you're too tense all the time for me to have fun, at least. So I tend to like more paranormal things because at least it makes sense. It's not so gory. But I thought the level of cartooniness in this reminded me a lot of like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought it kind of brought back that kind of thing, or Scream even.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I would agree with Lauren. I realized that when I was watching the movie, I was like, this is very, and I used the word cartoony. And then I was like, is that bad though? I mean, like, I thought about it at first, like it was kind of negative. Then I was like, that's really not a bad thing. This is kind of, and like Lauren said, it's not using emotional manipulation to make you hurt even more than just watching someone, die. It's not Saw. It's not Hustle. It's not, in your face with like raw emotion. So like it is a little bit more fun if we're gonna use that word.
Yeah,
it is definitely a little more fun.
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of like this whole movie is kind of like Friday the 13th meets Freaky Friday, directed by John Hughes. There's this John Hughes element to it. And I liked it a lot. This coming of age. Well, I guess most body swaps have a coming of age thing to them, but there's an excellent blend of comedy that keeps the horror going and keeps the horror fresh. So every time like the slashing comes back, you're like, oh, this isn't all laughs. Just like life isn't all laughs. So,
so this movie is just life.
Yeah, it's a microcosm.
I will say, I think my favorite death, and it's not even a big one, but it just really, I found it funny and different. Like, I was like, oh, haven't really seen that before. When he breaks the tennis racket and then sticks it on and it was like ridiculous because you can literally buy like headbands at Party City, with the two things on the either side of it. So it's like ridiculous, but it's also really intense. I was like, this guy just, it's like, it was a really good, like, if you put that in a serious horror film, it would be just as brutal, it would be, if you take that little campiness out of it, which I don't even know if we had yet in the movie, because that was like during that first sequence.
Yeah.
So like, you didn't know how this was to be taken yet. And that was kind of, to me, one of the first nods of, this might be a little silly. Some of this might be a little silly.
So I don't even know it has a silly quality to it, but what I like about that is that I feel like that's almost planting the seed early on in the film that there's a level of resourcefulness, I think, to that character. Like they don't necessarily need to be in Vince Vaughn's body to be a threat, because all it takes is just for a mind that operates in that way, and for a person who's just willing to cross certain moral, ethical lines in just any way to kill somebody.
When he is in her body, and the scene with the guy from Ferris Bueller with the teacher, and how this is his second day in this girl's body, and knows how to fight like a girl, in that he knows how to jump on someone like a spider monkey and like ride them until they go somewhere else. Like, yes, perfect petite girl move. Just jump on their back.
I had my eyes closed for that moment because I knew the Saw was going to come into play, but sounds good.
Yeah, she literally spider monkeys off of this table, like onto their back.
That's something else to him first, though, before the Saw, right? Like the Saw is second.
Yeah.
Didn't she kick him in the
Saw
nose?
is first, and then the screwdriver is what.
Screwdriver.
Oh, yeah.
Screwdriver, then the Saw. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, the screwdriver.
Matt, how you watch gross things is like this. Cover your head.
No, what I do is I take
have
my
one
glasses off
eye.
so I can see the shape, so it's blurry. Yeah, I just see the shape and then kind of hear the sounds.
I used
Yeah.
to love when my parents would tell me to cover my eyes, and I'm like, I literally have like how
I
many
know.
holes is this? Like 4 holes on each of my hands. I'm covering my eyes like this every time they tell me to cover my eyes.
That's how I watch it. I'm like,
And eventually, like if there was like a a love making scene, they'd be like, cover your hold your ears. So I'd do this and just be like,
Well, actually, I just saw an interview that someone did with Jamie Lee Curtis for Freakier Friday, and this person is probably around our age. By our age, I mean Jeanette and my age, because we're a rainbow of ages here. But he was talking about how, as a kid, he watched all these Jamie Lee Curtis movies because of his mom, like Halloween and True Lies. And then Jamie Lee Curtis stopped the interview to yell at his mom through the camera. She was like, "Excuse me, what's your mom's name?" Jenny, why were you letting a 7-year-old watch Halloween? Then he's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. Like I would have found it anyway. And then he went on to talk about True Lies. And he's like, but my mom made sure she covered my eyes during the scene when you were doing the sexy dance. And she was like,
yeah, no
let
sex.
him
Just watch
watch murder, but covered his eyes for the sexy
I
dance.
kid you not. My mom made me cover my eyes during the sex scene in Goodfellas, but not during any of the violent scenes. When I was a
That's too
kid,
funny.
like, sure. But cover your eyes during this one, slightly Skinamax scene in Goodfellas. Oh my god.
I had a point I was going to make, but then I got distracted by Jamie Lee Curtis because she's a goddess and we love Jamie. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after that TikTok video.
So very enthusiastic. Yeah.
I'm very entertained at how much the internet is just exploding over that one pretty innocent Freakier Friday ad. But now
Yeah.
It's very innocent.
yes,
She's a saint.
she is a saint.
Yeah.
She's Saint Jamie. We love
Poor
her.
woman can't
But,
just exist in
is
the world with large
still a little
breasts. She's gotta be
undecided on
talked about all the time.
Still
She's a
not
national
sure she should have
treasure.
won that Oscar that year, but
No,
that's okay.
but
It's all good.
my desire for Jamie Lee Curtis to have an Oscar outweighs my desire for her to not have it for that movie.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were the sole person in charge of giving out Oscars, I would have given it to her probably for the Halloween movie, which I didn't see. But in my mind, if I'm giving her what is essentially a legacy award for her entire body of work, I think there's something to be awarded for her returning to the role that like kickstarted her career and is fairly prominent in terms of like the horror genre and the slasher genre. Like that's what you award her for. It's a career award. Let's call it what it is. Give it to her for the Halloween legacy sequel. But whatever. I don't give out the Oscars. If I did, Cynthia would have one for Wicked, but whatever. We'll get there next year. We probably won't. She's going to lose again, but it's fine. I can't remember what I was going to say next. So, next talking point for this movie. I am curious to know, we've kind of dived into this with every film, but what do you feel this movie is trying to say thematically or in terms of a moral or whatever? Like, what is the purpose of the body swap in this movie? What are the characters supposed to learn via the body swap? What are we supposed to take away from it as audience members via the body swap?
I think you touched on one point already, which was her finding the strength because she was in this big giant body, but then the strength was inside you all along. So I feel like that one's painfully obvious. I don't think that we're supposed to think Vince Vaughn was learning any. I think you hit the nail on the head too at the beginning. Like he might be a little not there, and so I don't know that he would or could or should learn anything from it. That's I don't know. That's my opinion. I think this is a one-way road of learning.
Yeah, or I guess I wouldn't say it's a one-way road. I feel like they're mirrors of each other because it's kind of something I've tried to touch on but haven't found the right words yet. Is what I found interesting is in some ways he in Millie's body has a similar journey, but I don't even think it's anything that he's discovering. I think it's just a reaffirmation of I'm not a great serial killer because I'm a giant guy in this 6'5" body. It's just because of it's my passion.
Because I know what I'm doing. Yeah.
It's the mind that makes the serial killer, not the body. And so even though it's a totally different way of presenting that idea, I do think on all sides of this movie, I think this is why it's such a good movie, because it's very coherent. Like, regardless of how gross or silly it is, I think it has a very clear message that's explored on all sides, which is like, the person you are is not dictated by, your physical being. It's all in the mind. It's how you carry yourself, even just by merit of the fact that as soon as Vince Vaughn is in her body, she's able to source like a really cool leather jacket that already exists in the house, and then all she has to do is walk into the school in the leather jacket, which normal Millie could have done at any point but didn't. But then all of a sudden, just because she put on the leather jacket, now everyone is treating her differently before she even lets out the serial killer moves.
Which I have to say, I thought that was something at first conditioned. All right, like, this is literally when the kids talk about like what was in millennial movies and everything, right? Like, I feel like I was conditioned. I was like, why is everybody acting like she's all like sexy and stuff? She's in pants and a jacket. And then I was like, oh, you know what? A woman can be sexy in pants and a jacket. And I should not feel like she needs to be in some tiny little skirt for everybody to be like, whoa, look at her. Like, she just pulled her hair back, put some makeup on or whatever, and put on an outfit that she wouldn't have worn before. And so I did think that was actually kind of nice, that in the terms of this, because it's a high school girl, we don't need to put her in super revealing clothes to drive this point home.
Yeah.
I think that goes hand in hand with what I said earlier about how I appreciated the movie didn't go into a really creepy territory by putting like a grown man's mind into a teenage girl's body. Like, I was scared it would go into creepy places like that of like, let me dress super revealing or whatever. But the fact that, like, I think that whole moment with the leather jacket was just executed really smartly. And
I think that they got that out of the way, out of like the what would a guy think if all of it. They did one simple little scene where he just puts his hands on his breast and like kind of pushes them up once, and then that's it. That's all we see and hear about what he's doing with this body. Because I don't think he's thinking like that. Like you said, he's not all there. He's literally just thinking about killing. So.
Yeah, look, I think one of the other morals of the story here is that friendship conquers all. Millie was able to, with the help of her friends, her sister, and even her mom at the end, her Chardonnay enthusiast mom, they were able to conquer the forces of evil, put the dagger back in its, get the dagger out of town at least, and then get Vince Vaughn the hell. They killed him, right? Yeah, they killed him. That was great.
Actually, yeah.
And look, I think John Lennon said it best. You get by with a little help from your friends.
And I say, the family that slays together stays together.
It is a nice family bonding moment that we get at the very end with all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that Millie got the final kill in that's obviously the move. Like, the movie has to end with it being her, but I was convinced it would be the sister, and I was okay with that. It's like, let the sister take him down. But,
I agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, can't think of anything else to say about this movie because I generally liked it. I have no criticisms, really.
Yeah.
Right?
I was really pleasantly surprised.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, what was that, Jeanette?
I was saying there's really not anything obviously negative to say.
Yeah, no, I think for what it is, it's done very well. Like, I feel like I'm going to add this to my regular Halloween movie rotation just to get into the spirit. And I feel like this movie kind of inadvertently kicked off Halloween season for me because it started in the theme parks this week. So here it is.
Yeah.
It's now officially spooky season.
I agree. Yeah, it starts in August this year. I love it.
It always does, Vince.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, at least in theme park land. Like, I think Halloween Horror Nights started, right? I think. Yeah. And Mickey's Not So Scary just started.
29th.
Oh, it starts the 29th? Never mind. Well, Mickey's Not So Scary started. So that's when my Halloween started. Yeah. And once the Spirit Halloweens open up, then, it's a loss.
It's game over.
All right. Well, who's ready for the game?
All right.
Here we go.
Game time.
Yay. So let me pull up my list. So this game is kind of similar to the game that we did week 1, where I am going to give you a name and you have to give me the corresponding name. So week 1, the theme was Hollywood mothers and daughters. Tonight the theme is favorite famous movie slashers / killers and their most famous victim. So
Okay.
Oh
Yes.
man.
yeah. So how do I want to do this? I think we're going to do it so that would you rather do it so that everyone has an individual chance and then people can steal, or I just give the clue and whoever shouts out the correct answer first gets the point? What's more fun?
Stealing is more
Mhm.
fun.
I feel
Stealing
like
is
I
In,
want
in my
I want to do an
experience.
answer and steal.
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
steal. Okay. So then we'll start with Jeanette and we'll just go clockwise. There we go.
Okay.
I think I'm going to. I know when we did mothers and daughters, I gave you the choice. Like, do you want the mom or the daughter? For this game, I think I'm just going to give you the name of the killer, and then you can tell me their victim because the killer names are
Okay.
easy. I feel
This is going to
Yeah.
be humbling, I think.
it might
Yeah,
be.
I know.
Some of these are.
I'm not as familiar with the victim's name, so that's going to be.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't even
Actually,
hardly think of any right now.
Ooh, so maybe we should go the other way. Or actually, no, I'll give you the choice.
No.
I'll give you the choice.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
just for fun, for funsies.
Yeah, I'll give you the choice. Okay. So, Jeanette, do you want the killer or the
All right.
victim?
Sure. So I'll go with victim first then if we have a choice.
Victim? Okay. Oh, actually, hold on. I forgot to type out my scorecard. Just a quick second. Okay. Your victim's name is Marion Crane.
Oh,
Ah.
that is Norman Bates.
That is correct. Psycho.
Oh.
Well done.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Right. Lauren. Oh, Lauren, do you want victim
Oh.
or you got
I'll choose victim.
victim? Okay. Laurie Strode. Strode.
Isn't that Michael Myers?
That is.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
The easy ones are front loaded, just so you know. They'll get much
Oh,
Oh man.
Vince, victim or killer?
Give me the kill. Give me the victim.
Give you the victim? Okay. Alice Hardy.
I don't know. Is that Jason Voorhees?
It is.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Now, I'll let you know, ChatGPT gave me these, so if they're wrong on technicalities, like I think, and I only know this from the Scream movie, I think Jason's not the actual killer in the first movie.
Right.
Is technically incorrect, but that's what ChatGPT said. So there you go. Correct.
Hmm.
You win. Okay.
Sounds
but
good.
no, but Alice comes back in other ones and is the victim of him.
Okay, perfect.
Oh,
Love that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Get it, Queen. Okay.
wow.
Jeanette, victim or killer?
You know what? Although you said the easy ones were front loaded, now I feel like I have to ask for victim.
Victim, okay. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Nancy Thompson.
Say it again. Sorry.
Nancy Thompson.
Oh. Is that Pinhead? Is that no, because he's not a slasher. I feel like Nancy is Hellraiser though. Yeah, sure, I'll go with that. Hellraiser.
Hellraiser? That is incorrect. Not because Pinhead's not a slasher. Because Pinhead might be on the list later.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Lauren, for the steal.
Is it Freddy Krueger?
It is Freddy Krueger.
Okay, that's what I
Hmm.
thought. It was the girl from that show.
You
That
did it.
I feel like
All
there's
right.
a lot of Nancys in horror movies. Am I wrong? Even
Yeah.
in Stranger Things, there's a Nancy. I feel like there's
It was,
a lot of
it
Nancys.
was because of the. It was
know
the
what?
Reagan years. So
Probably.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
yeah, I think we're on to something here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can like flesh out a 60-second TikTok for this on this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lauren, your proper turn is now killer or victim.
I'm gonna have to go with victim again.
Okay. Sally Hardesty.
Is that Ghostface?
It is not. Vince for the
Okay.
steal.
I'm gonna go with Leatherface.
That's correct.
Oh, okay. Then I'm out of serial killers. I think. So let's see. Let's see how this goes. I'll play the victim card.
I'm okay. Andy Barkley.
Andy Barkley.
Or
Is
maybe
this,
it's
is
pronounced
this a
Barkley.
man? Andy Barkley.
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
I feel like it probably is, but I don't know. I think Jeanette knows.
I'm gonna go with the Chesapeake Ripper.
That is what even is that? No, that's not,
Oh, okay. So there's no Chesapeake Ripper on the list
no.
because that's what
I
Hannibal
lived in
Lecter
the
was
Chesapeake,
called
and I don't. I've
before
never
they got
heard of the Chesapeake. Ripper.
that's what Hannibal Lecter was called before he got arrested.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Jeanette for the steal.
can we steal?
Yeah, it's your turn. For the
It
steal.
is Chucky.
It is Chucky.
Ah,
Oh,
Little
I
doll.
forgot about
Little
Chucky.
doll.
He sneaks up on you.
It's a little doll thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jeanette, do you want killer or victim?
Victim. It's too much fun.
Okay. Casey Becker.
who?
Oh, that's Ghostface.
That is Ghostface.
Do I have to give you which Ghostface it is? I don't think so, right?
No.
Okay.
Apparently, it's Drew Barrymore in the first movie.
Ah,
The first ever. All right. Okay, now it's getting really obscure now, at least by my standards, maybe not everyone else's.
good.
Okay, Lauren, killer or
Yes.
victim?
Victim.
Helen Lyle.
Oh God, Helen Lyle. Helen Lyle. Helen Lyle.
Aunt
I can't. I can't
Or the
even think
steal.
of anybody else. Huh?
Vince.
Is it the leprechaun?
It's not the leprechaun, but I
Arr.
feel like you're in the right neighborhood.
I'm the leprechaun. Don't steal me, pot of gold.
I have a leprechaun Funko Pop like this over there. I should get
Oh, yeah.
him. Jeanette for the steal.
I know it's an early 90s one, but I can't place it. And I know it's not Hellraiser this time. I can't think who's left. I'm going to have to pass.
Candyman. We were looking
Ah!
Oh,
for the Candyman can.
oh, Candyman.
Shit.
Candyman. All right. Vince. Should I just assume everyone's doing victim? Do you want the victim? Vince, you
Give
want
the victim.
the victim? Christy Cotton.
The leprechaun.
Oh, it's not the leprechaun. Okay. Jeanette, Christy Cotton.
This one is Pinhead.
This one is Pinhead.
Yeah,
Oh,
I knew that one too. Darn it.
All right. Oh, I feel like this one's too easy. Yeah, whatever. It's next on the list. Okay, Clarice Starling.
Oh man.
Now is the time for the. Anyway.
Oh, Jeanette, that was yours.
Oh, I thought that. Nuh-uh. I had the. Oh, that was my steal before. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hannibal Lecter.
You
Sorry.
get another point. Good job. Okay. Lauren. Georgie Denbrough.
Ah,
Georgie Denbrough.
I think focus less on the last name. I don't think people really pay attention to this person's last name.
Denbrough.
No, don't think of the last name. Just Georgie. Think of Georgie. Georgie.
I can't even think of any more serial killers or slashers.
these faces.
No idea. No idea.
Passing. All right, Vince.
It's got to be Pennywise, the dancing
It's
clown.
Pennywise the dancing clown.
Oh, George.
Hiya, Georgie.
I could have gotten that one. I didn't think of. I was thinking it was a woman for some reason.
Fair. All right. So I guess I have a fairly long list, but I think we're gonna round it out now. Vince, this is the last one. I'm gonna find a good one for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Paul Allen.
Paul Allen.
Paul Allen.
Now you see, this does sound like an Irish name.
It does.
So I think I'm gonna triple down here and go with the leprechaun.
Please let this be right.
You didn't know it's not. Okay. Jeanette, please.
I should have said the Mothman. You're right.
I know it.
Jeanette, steal it. Steal it.
Patrick Bateman.
Yes, it's Patrick.
Oh. Well done.
Okay. Bonus question. I have to invent it right now.
Okay.
Okay. So for points, Vince, you have 3. Lauren, you have 2. Jeanette, you have 6.
Oh.
Whoa.
How many do we want to wager for the bonus question?
All of it.
I'm going all in.
All in.
All right. Your answer will be a number. I invite all of you to either write down the number or just speak the number and, don't steal from other people, or you can if you want. It doesn't matter. Okay, here we go. How many Halloween movies has Jamie Lee Curtis appeared in? How many times?
movies?
Yeah, how many times has Jamie played Laurie Strode?
Oh, how many Halloween movies? Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's 3.
Okay, Lauren's locking in 3. Vince?
Do deleted scenes count?
No.
Okay, that doesn't affect my answer. I'm just asking. I'm going with 4.
4, okay. Jeanette?
I think I'm gonna have to go with 3. I was on the fence too. I thought
Google
it was
AI says
potentially
7.
7?
7?
Oh, is that them like showing just footage from the first movie though?
Apparently.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow.
Okay. Come
So
on
I
now.
guess
Come on now.
someone
Trick
wins.
question.
Someone's got to win though.
No.
No? Is that not-
Whoever's closest to 7, I think.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I'm looking this up.
It's been a long time. The king is back.
Did you just declare yourself the winner?
No, I didn't say anything. That would be very unsportsmanlike.
I'm declaring Vince the winner.
Thank you, Lauren.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
So wait, hang
Why
on.
does
The
it do
judge,
this? You're right. Google AI is evil.
Don't
Man.
let them hear you say that.
Google AI.
What ChatGPT
Come on,
says?
man.
It's ChatGPT also says 7. So
But how
Halloween,
many
It's a
has she
lie.
actually
I will
been
just-
in?
It's a lie.
Like starred in? How many has she starred in?
That's what I'm trying to find out right now. That's lies and deceit.
Yeah, because that's not that. That's Although I am fully.
Okay. This is the breakdown from the ChatGPT. She starred in Halloween, Halloween 2, H2O 20 years later. Halloween Resurrection was apparently a cameo at the beginning, but
Oh, that's right.
sounds like she still filmed footage for it, so she was in it as opposed to like archive. Halloween 2018, apparently she starred in it. Halloween Kills, she had star billing, but wasn't in a ton of the movie. And then Halloween Ends, she was the full like person.
Oh,
Evil dies
okay.
tonight. Evil dies tonight.
But no,
Mm.
Vince gets to be the winner. Why? Jeanette seems to dispute.
What?
Oh, no.
No, I think I thought no. I'm with that. I forgot about Halloween Ends, but I don't think it's 7.
No.
7
I
is
mean,
not.
AI is wrong.
Well, it's more than 3, whatever it is.
So
Yeah.
Yes,
Vince wins. Plus, also, we can't have Yoda for Mark ruining. So
Yeah.
ruining. Please don't
We'll ruin-
anyone.
Just wait till September 6th rolls around. It's game over. No, that's anyway.
all right. Well, that's a good note to wrap things up on. Next week, we wrap. Speaking of wrapping up, next week we wrap up the marathon with our double feature: Freaky Friday, Jamie Lee and Lohan's version, and Freakier Friday, also their version. So join us for that, except for
Yes.
Vince because he didn't sign up. But
Sorry.
okay,
I'm
good
going to be out of country. Wait,
Sure.
maybe I won't be.
Are
Anyway,
you though?
I probably won't see the
Are you
movies,
fly-
though.
Are you going to be flying out of country? Because you might not be.
Well, no, I'm Azores Air, so I'll be
Oh,
fine.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. They
All
don't
right.
strike in the Azores.
Not yet. Well, it's that
Not
time,
yet.
everyone. Tell everybody closing thoughts on the movie, who you are, what you do, and where they can find you. We'll start with Lauren.
I thought the movie was delightful. It was a lot of fun, and it was a pleasant surprise for me. I just, like I said, I didn't want to watch it. I almost didn't watch it, but I stuck through with it, and I'm glad that I did. As for who I am, I'm Lauren with Lauren's Toy Box. You can find me at Lauren's Toy Box, LORENSTOYBOX, on pretty much any social media except for X.
As it should
That
be.
is it.
Are you, Lauren?
Oh, hey. Look, my name's Vince. You can find me at Vinny Ridge on Instagram or Vinny Ridge Media on YouTube. You know, I got some content, cranking out some content every now and then. I'm a little funnier than I used to be, you know, always getting funnier, I think. You know, the older we get, the funnier we have to get. It's a defense mechanism. I don't know. I'm just riffing. So, watch Freaky. It's good. You know, it's the unsung hero of 2020 in many ways, cinematically at least. Don't watch The Hot Girl, The Hot Chick. That came out in 2002, directed by Tom Brady, but not the football superstar Tom Brady. This is just some guy with long hair and a mustache who's also named Tom Brady. So, anyway, see you around. Maybe next week, maybe not. This episode was brought to you by HelloFresh. Sorry, I accidentally had this box here the whole time. See ya.
Hello. Yeah, so you can find me here. You can find me here next week. You can find me at TinkerJ787 on Instagram. And yeah, I can't wait to watch a Lindsay Lohan movie. Said me never.
Lindsay Lohan made some banger movies. Original Parent, or not original, sequel Parent Trap, not sequel, remake Parent Trap. It's a classic. We love it. Mean Girls, a classic. Then some other movies. You know, I Know Who Killed Me, a classic. I don't know. I didn't see it. I feel like I could see Jeanette shaking her head. Okay. Friends, thank you for watching. Join us next week as we wrap this up where we talk about the 2 Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday movies. And you know what? Maybe we'll do Lohan month next. Herbie, the Love Bug returns. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun things. Join us next week. Matt, 2 degrees, teacup for 1. How do you end this?